weekly check-in, just a quick one. It's been raining. I'm delighted because we haven't had any rain for weeks. And it's quite refreshing out there. It's nice. It's nice to stand outside in the rain, but we've had to come in because the dog's been complaining. This is what my hair looks like. This is what I look like now. See? Not even anywhere near Pride, is it? Look at this. Be full of rainbows anytime you want. And I had to go with the dog. Hi, Shirley. Still not speaking to me. Looks like a whippet. God love her. Nope. Well, the guard on the shaver was catching her hair. She's got curly hair normally, and so it was less painful if I took the guard off. You watch the dog parlours will be open again next week. Cursing me. Anyway, what do I need to catch up with you? I'm all right. I think I plateaued again. These plateaus are brilliant. You know, when you kind of unhook from how you're feeling. Yeah. So there's a skill. It's interesting at the minute because obviously, you know, there's this kind of generalised fear anyway, but now it looks like after weeks and weeks of scaring us in, it's time to go out now. Come on, out you come now. Time to go to work. And people are understandably very frightened of that. And I think if we can do anything to help people cope with that, then that's what we need to be thinking about. And initially, I know Sandra and a couple of other people, I'm not quite sure who yet, but she says she's got loads of, you know, interest from some of the therapeutic enablers. Thank you so much for the stuff that you're doing. Really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Well done. To do kind of a wrap plan, but also maybe incorporate some of the reducing the rage stuff, because when people go out there, tempers are going to be frayed, I'm telling you. Because when you let the young people out, and they're snotty anyway, aren't they? It'll be everywhere. But how are they going to readjust to how things are now, how to behave when you're social distancing? And I'm noticing that if I'm in a shop now, it's almost intuitive. I'm on my phone, so already, you know, but the kids have been locked in, so they're not going to, are they? They're not going to social distance. So God love them. I don't know why I'm showing you Shirley. Shame, probably. Sorry. It's going to be read up by the end of the week. Should be thankful, I'm telling you. So yeah, that's interesting, and some of the DBT skills. So if we can in any way kind of help people make that transition from stay in the house, it's fucking dangerous out here, to it's time you went back to work. Hey, come on, house. Yeah, suitably frightened. What else did I need to tell you about me kind of observations, but also how I'm feeling? I suppose I'm feeling a bit frightened about that, but I always knew that I would have to go out and go to work, and at some point, I guess, catch coronavirus, because it's still out there. They haven't eradicated it, have they? You're going to be super heightened levels of OCD careful. God, love the people who are being shielded, do you know? Because some of us can take a chance, but they can't, do you know? And we need to think about how we, you know, support those people to, I guess, initially to be able to access a service from Rococo, but also utilise our community. We have to look after our own. So that's one of the first things we're going to be talking about, and we've got to empower these people who can't leave the house, really, until there's a vaccine. How we empower them to play their role in community and get ready for when they can come out, and then we've got to look after all the other different aspects, and everybody do their bit, you know. The poor bloody kids who are getting nonced as we talk, and the women who are trying to get bassared quietly so the kids can't hear and aren't too traumatised. And, you know, the people who are, everybody I know, I think, is probably either drinking too much or smoking too much weed or doing what they shouldn't be doing too much to try and get through. There's going to be loads of addiction problems, loads. So, we've got to help those people and be grateful. I'm so grateful all the time, reminding myself, I haven't got a demented mother who forgets every time, doesn't understand why I can't come in the house, or that somebody you love very much is dying and you're not being able to get to them or then tell them how much you love them. It's just awful. There's people who are having to grieve completely alone and they've lost 2 or 3 members of their family and they're isolating, and it's just horrible. And my friend's a funeral director and they've had no PPE. And anyway, never mind. But yeah. So we've sent out the vision document, and we'd really, really appreciate it if looking at some of the ideas for Carlisle House, and any ideas that you think should be pursued by us or our partners or community generally. If there's a support group that's required and it doesn't exist, then let's make it. Let's create it. Let's pull people together who can offer peer support to each other and strength to each other, and lift each other when necessary, because it's much easier. It's much easier if there's a crowd of you. So please have a look at that and please send our comments and send it off to other people who you think might be interested in. If you know any names, any influences, anything like that, send it to them. Was there anything else? Let's have a look. Oh, what have I found helpful this week? Banging stuff. I've been banging stuff. I've had 2 pieces of wood on this. That's right, Shirley? I know, the eyes, isn't it? Sorry. Banging nails. I've built something out there. I'll show you this. It's I've grown some kale. Yeah, I know. And what else have I been banging? Pans. Yes, I did. I've been thirsty pan. Just give it. If it's an excuse to bang something, but you don't really need an excuse. None of the rules apply at the minute. My mindfulness, I found that helpful. Leaning into discomfort, I found that helpful. I've been doing my exercise, and if it feels like it's too much, I've pushed it, which apparently is what you're supposed to do with exercise. To see why nobody fucking really likes it, but only telling. I hate running, but I'll do it anyway. What else have I found helpful? Lighting fires. There's one. I've had a couple of fires. We've dusted down a chimera, having a fire in the back garden, and I'm thinking I'm probably not allowed, but it's something you can be almost in control of. That's being useful. So, and the other thing is reminding myself of what real suffering is, and this isn't. For me, these are the good times, aren't they? For me, and anybody like me who's blessed enough to have a garden and blessed enough to continue having a job and having a family who are more or less, well, keeping it together and finding hope and positivity and time to heal and time to grow and time to prepare for what's coming. And a dog that does really love me, Shirley. Just wants to go home now. Okay. So thinking about all my blessings and making healthy comparisons to people who are having a horrible time and being aware of that, thinking about all the bad things that are happening, but trying really hard to shield myself from some of that stuff, because it's so easy to absorb, especially as, I guess, some people who have empathy. And it's like, sometimes you feel like your skin's on inside out, and you think about the horrible things that are happening in people's houses and the help that they need and they can't get. So I forgot where I started with that, to be honest. Like, that's been helpful, trying to build a shield. And I do that when I'm doing my Wim Hof. I imagine like a shield around me, so I can just kind of limit the amount of external suffering that I'm often likely to kind of absorb. I don't know why I do that, but anyway. Right, okay, I think Shirley's sniffed a mouse, so about time she earned some keep. I'll go off now. I'll show you my kale cage which I've been banging my nails in. I'll show you that next time.